Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Jai Shri Ram. Welcome to our next episode in our complete reading of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. In the previous episode, we saw how Sri Ramachandra, Lakshmana, Sitamaa, all of them went to Sutishna Mahamuni's ashrama and how they took leave of Sutishna Mahamuni to see all the Maharshis in Dandakaranya. This is the ninth sarga of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana and we will be covering almost every sloka of this sarga because this is where Sitamaa gives a very important piece of advice to Sri Ramachandra. She actually brings up a question and she tries to put it straightforward to him. And we'll also see how Sri Ramachandra responds to that question. The question and advice both are intermixed. So, since it's a conversation between Sri Ramachandra and Sitamaa, let us try to look at every shloka probably of that conversation. As they are now moving towards Dandakaranya and as they are walking through the dense forest, Sitamaa starts off a conversation with Sri Ramachandra. So, Sitamaa is saying, Ayam dharma sukshmena vidhina prapite mahan nivrutyena sityoyam yasanat kamajadiha. So, she is saying, any person who wants to get dharma in this world, in this life, he has to stay away from the vyasanas or the habits or the uncontrolled habits or vices that come out of kama. And she is saying there are three important troubles that kama gives us and they are त्रीण्य व्यसनान्यत्र कामजानि भवन्ति विद्यावाक्यं परमकं तस्माद् गुरु तराउभो परदाराभिगमनं विना वैरं च रौद्रता. From kama we get three vices or vyasanas, and what are they? First one is telling lies, second one is parabhariya gamana or bedding some other person's wife, and the third one is picking up a fight without a reason. All three are things that come out of kama. And she is saying, Vidyavakyam nate bhutam na bhavishyati raghava kutobhilashanam strinam paresham dharmanasanam. O Sri Ramachandra, you would never speak lies. Paradarabhigamanam. So that's also is never there with you. You are an ekapatni vrita. You would never even look at the other women. So what is the third one? So she is saying that you are now picking up fights with people without a reason. So that's where she is arriving. And so she is saying, Tavanasti Manushyendra Nachabhutte Kadachana Manasyapi Dharama Nachaitad Vidyate Kuchit. In the fifth shloka, she is again re-emphasizing the point and she is saying that, O Sri Ramachandra, you never have thought about any other woman. Even the corners of your mind also, you have never thought of any other lady. This is something that I already know. You are a Satyasandha. You always follow the word of your father, you always follow whatever you speak and you never speak anything that is out of order, that is not truth, you never speak anything like that. So, O Sri Ramachandra, I know that you are never going to go towards asatya also. But this is the ninth sloka that I am going now because Tritiyam Edam Rautram Parapranabhimsanam Nirvairam Krete Mohat Tachate Saupasthitam. O Sri Ramachandra, all of a sudden you are falling for a vice which is you are picking fight with people who have no prior conflicts with you. Now, what is that conflict? Because all the rishis and munis and all of them came here and they requested Sri Ramachandra to take care of these rakshasas or to save these rishis and munis from the rakshasas of Ravana who are roaming freely in Dandakaranya and they are killing these rishis and all, Hara, Dushana and other rakshasas who have been sent by Ravana to Dandakaranya and how they are troubling all these rishis and munis. So Sri Ramachandra said, I am going to protect you from that. We saw this in the previous episodes. Now Sitamaa is hinting at it in saying there is no direct fight between you and those Rakshasas. Why are you getting into this fight? She is saying, Pratignatas tvaya veera Dandakaranya vasinam rishinam dharmarakshanam rishinam rakshanardhaya vada pamyati rakshasam. You promised that you will be killing these Rakshasas to protect the rishis. O Sri Ramachandra, why did you do that? And as if it's not enough to just make a promise, now you and your brother, you both are carrying weapons. Why are you coming into the forest with these? And she's saying, I am sad that you have come like this. Tasastvam pristam drishtva mama chintakulam manaha. My mind is worried looking at you like this. Tvadrutam chintayantyan vai bhave nisreyasam hitat. So she's saying, you should think about all the good things and the bad things while taking up actions like this. And when I'm looking at all those things, I am very worried. Nahi me rochite veera gavanam dandakantati karanam tatra vakshyami vadantah shruyadam mama. He's saying, now I am not even interested in getting into this forest anymore, and I am giving you the reason why I am not interested in getting into this forest anymore. O Veera, O person with great amount of parakrama, please listen. Twam hi bana dhanushpanir bhrata sahavanam gada drishtva vanacharan sarvan rachit kurya saravyayam. Once you enter this aranya with these dhanurbanas and the swords and all, if anything comes across your way, you will start hitting it with your arrows. In Prachyapatha, this is instead of saying this as Kachit Kuryaha Saravyayam, it is changed as Kimna Kurya Saravyayam. Prachyapatha is another version of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana only, which is there in the east part. So there the line says Kimna Kurya. So that essentially means if the wild animals come towards you, would you stop yourself from using your bow and arrow? Kshatriyanam chahi dhanurhutasya syendhanani cha samipatastitam tejo balamuchrete brisam. Any Kshatriya, when he carries bow and arrows, when he carries arms, it immediately increases the Kshatra dharma in him. The way if you put twigs near fire, if you put sticks near fire, the way fire increases, similarly when you put arms near a Kshatriya, a fighter, the fighting spirit of that guy also increases. The Kshatra dharma also increases. This is what Sitamaa is saying. And then she is giving us a very nice story which essentially tells us that if we carry weapons or if we carry things which can harm others, even our own mindset will change. So in this story that Sitamaa says, she talks about one rishi who stays in a very nice ashrama and who is constantly doing his tapasya. Now Devendra, looking at him, wants to test if he is really Jitendriya, if he has really won over all his senses or not. And hence Devendra comes and gives a sword to this rishi and he says, I am keeping my sword with you. I'll come back and take it later, but please save this sword for me. So that rishi, he immediately takes that sword and wherever he goes, he'll be carrying that sword just to protect it. See, the intention here is very, very good. He just wanted to protect the sword. But as he keeps carrying the sword, the Rajo Pravritti in him increases, and wherever he is carrying the sword, he tries to use it, he tries to scare the animals with it. And as he keeps doing all this, the Sattva Guna inside the Rishi comes down, the Rajo Guna inside the Rishi goes up, and finally that Rishi ends up in Naraka instead of Swarga. So Devendra puts the test, and Devendra smiles back, realizing that this Rishi has failed that test. So, O Sri Ramachandra, when you are carrying these Dhanurbanas, when you are carrying all these arms, it is very tough to believe that you will also not get into the troubles that Rishi got into. So, O Sri Ramachandra, why are you carrying these weapons? Please don't carry these ones. And now she also says, Nakadanjana Sakariya Gruhita Dhanushatvaya Buddhirvairam Vinahamtum Rakshasan Dandakashritan Aparadham Vinahamtum Lokan Viranakamaye. He's saying, since you are carrying this huge dhanurs, which is the bow and the banas, O Sri Ramachandra, whenever you look at the Rakshasas, even without having any enmity with them, you might end up getting into a fight with them, you might end up killing them. Will that be justified? So, O Sri Ramachandra, I really want you to not carry these bows and arrows. Leave them here. Let us go as Satvika Munis into these forests. Okay, once you go back to Ayodhya, you can always handle this Dhanush and all again. If you leave your Dhanush and your Banas here and you just come out like a commoner from here, even your parents would also be extremely happy. And she's telling, Dharmad Ardha Prabhavati, Dharmad Prabhavate Sukham, Dharmena Lavate Sarvam, Dharma Saramidam Jagat. So here she is again taking the alambana of Dharma. She is saying, Dharma is a root cause for Ardha, which is money. Dharma gives us Sukha, which is happiness. Due to Dharma only a man can achieve everything in the world. This entire Jagat is built on Dharma. So Sri Ramachandra, so people who are very, very intelligent, they take up all the niyamas, they leave food and all, and they do upavasas, and they ensure that their own bodies are becoming thin. Okay, that's the exact word she used here. She's saying, Atmanam niyamaistai karsa itva prayatnatah. The karsa itva here actually means reducing one's size. In Telugu we call it as krusimpa. And prapite nipunor dharmo nasukha labhyase sukham. So if you are running after sukha, if you are running after happiness, you might not get dharma, but you really get the real happiness when you are following this path which Sitamaa just said. O Sri Ramachandra, Nityam Suchamati Soumya Charadharma Tapovane Sarvam Hi Vittam Tubhyam Trailokyam Tattva. O Sri Ramachandra, you know all this. I am just only reminding you, follow this dharma and everything in these three worlds is going to come down to your feet. And she is saying finally, Sri Chapalade Tadudahrutam me dharmam cha vaktum tavakah samartah vicharya buddhyatu sahanujena yadrojate tatkuru machirena. She is saying, don't think that I am talking, with a very, very feminine instinct. You think on your own because you are one of the most intellectual persons when it comes to discussions on dharma. Discuss this with your brother also, and then whatever is your thought, or whatever is your judgment, go with it. Saying this, Sitamaa rests her argument. Now let us see how Sri Ramachandra is going to counter her argument, or what is he going to give as an answer to this wonderful argument made by Sitamaa. That we shall be seeing in our next episode. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niravayaah, sarve bhadrani pasyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om sarvam stuti sasmara swam charana arvindarpanamastu. Jai Shri Ram.